When we create users, we need to specify the profile that they have, and the profile determines the level of access, the permissions, the objects that they can see, what objects that they can write to, what objects that they can delete, and so it's like the field and the object level security, and the permissions are determined at the profile level. And one thing you almost always want to do is to make a copy of the existing profiles or profile. And it's a typical approach. We don't want to edit the out-of-the-box functionality. We want to clone this, make a copy, so that if things go south, we always have the original copy to get back to it. So let's look at profiles, where they are, how to create one, and so on. From the gear icon again, we'll go to setup, and in the left, in the quick find, we're going to search for profiles. And these are the profiles right now. One thing that I always do, and I encourage you to do, is to clone the standard user profile. So I'm going to go to that standard user profile, and I will click the clone button. And I typically name it the name of the organization with and then standard user. So my organization is Swift Cloud Solutions. It's up. You can use yours. So I'm gonna say Swift standard user. So this is like the profile that we're gonna give to everyone. And this is where we're going to make edits to permissions that we know that should be applicable to anyone who's gonna have this profile. On a profile, you can see which apps they have access to, which objects that they can read and write and edit and delete, or write is the same as edit, which applications that they have permissions to see, and any Apex class, that's code, any Visualforce pages, that's also code, any connections to external systems, any access to flows. We only talked about flows for a little bit, but you could create a screen flow. We talked about schedule triggered flow. We talked about record triggered flow, but you could also create a screen flow, and that's like a form. So which people from does this profile need to have access to a certain flow? This is where you can control this. You can create custom permissions and many other settings down here. So instead of let's go into like object settings, for example, to look at gift transactions, for example. And we can search for gift transaction, and we have the gift transactions down here. We see that this profile doesn't have access to gift transaction. If I click gift transactions, this is where we will see the level of access that they have to this object. Right now, they don't have read access, they don't have create, they don't have edit, they don't have delete. And these are the four that we typically control. You don't want to give, you almost never want to give anyone view or modify all. Instead, you would use the first four. And if they have read access, which fields do they have access to? All of them, or just like certain fields? And if they have edit access, which fields do they have edit access to? So you can click this edit and then make adjustments to this profile. So you almost always want to do that, create like a custom profile, control the permissions from the profile. And then when you attempt to create a new user, I will not do that because I don't have enough licenses, but I will edit this. Let's assume that we are creating a new user, and then under the profile you would select this custom profile. Doesn't even let me do that, but basically when you select the profile, you will have a drop down that shows you the list of profiles that are available, and then you can select the custom profile that we created.